Mark. Welcome to Secretly Freaking Out, where everything is
easy
until we start talking.
Yeah, today was hard.
My name is Alia.
And I'm Chany.
And we're best friends.
Best friends!
I like that we just started doing that.
I know, it came about supernaturally. Super.
We're both freaking out about something right now, which is that
these motherfuckers.
we got new mics!
Listen, you don't have to say it. We knew it. The sound was terrible. And this beautiful soul had to edit our episodes, because, like, I don't have the patience for that. And you did such a phenomenal job, but it was like cringe city.
It was so bad.
And so I said F it, like, we don't have a budget for this, but I just sort of said F it. I was like, I need this to be as joyful as possible, so I got us good mics. Yeah. Secondhand, though.
Yeah. Secondhand. And the cheapest upgrade option.
Yeah, man.
And you got him second grand?
Second grand.
And now we have beautiful mics that, excuse us if there's, like, boopity boops or, like, whatever. We're still getting used to it. They came with stands, but we weren't really into
the stands were real heavy.
Yeah. They're like a paperweight.
Yeah, I was like, why am I gonna... And, like, it has, like, it was not gonna be easier to hold. I think this is the easiest option for holding.
Yeah.
So, they're not, like, traditional-looking mics, but they are lovely. I think I'm really stoked about this. We were listening back, and I was like, oh.
It sounds so clear and easy.
And, like, it wasn't, like, blowing out the mic every time we would be, like, say a consonant.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what we're mutually freaking out about today.
And this bitch did such a good job. Like, I was sitting here, and they were, like, watching YouTube videos and stuff, and I was, like...
trying to set it up. It turns out it's not simple at all. It involves, like, changing your Mac settings, then finding, like, a program like GarageBand or whatever, changing the settings on the actual program itself, and then, like, in post-editing, I'm gonna have to sync the audio and the visual up. But that being said, it seems that's a universal experience, because the top comment on one of the videos was like, yo, I'm just trying to rap. Like, I'm not trying to be a technician. And I'm like, yeah, I hear you. We're just trying to make a low-budget podcast.
Yeah, just sitting and chilling podcast, and yet...
it takes so much.
And I was watching them watch these YouTube videos and being like, no, okay, and then what setting do I... And it was like 45 minutes of it. Meanwhile, I'm on with, like, the... What is the...
tax government
people?
The
tax government people being like, you locked me out of my account. So we were both adulting in very unique and honestly super irritating ways today. But okay, so we have a mutual freak out. What are you specifically freaking out about secretly?
I don't know. I think the one thing that came to my mind earlier today was that I have started reading again, which is really exciting. I know we talked about this on a previous episode, because I was freaking out about not reading anymore, but Chany got me into reading a few months ago, and it's been, like, such a joy escape thing for me. So I started reading again, which means I got through the second book in the Throne of Glass series.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm reading the prequel, because everyone in the thing is like, you have to read the prequel, and you can't read it, like, after. Yeah, this is the thing. So basically, I'm reading again, and I'm reading Assassin's Blade right now, and it's really nice, because I missed it. I missed it a lot.
Yeah, it's really nice when you can read something that, like, it is the world you're in more than the real world.
Yes, absolutely. That's literally, I'm back in that space. You know, like, obviously you know, but, like, I'm like, when I was a kid.
Obviously, I know.
I remember.
I spent as little time as possible in the real world, let's be honest.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I used to get that feeling of, like, being around real people and missing the book world.
Yep.
And then when I got really depressed when I was a teenager, I stopped being able to read. And then I remember the first book that I picked up again, because, like, reading was my number one hobby as a kid, and then I lost it, and the first book I picked up again after being depressed for a couple of years was Perks of Being a Wallflower. And I remember this exact, I know that book, that book kind of, like, is so significant to me because of the, like, it being the first book I went back to. And I remember being at lunch with my friends and literally sitting at the table and being like, yeah, this is pleasant or whatever, but, like, I really want to get back to the book. And then that's been happening recently, where, like, I'll put the book down and then I'll be like, where's Selena?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want Selena back. What's she doing?
Or you're like, I have to go take the trash out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking put it off for another 5 minutes, be with them for another 5 minutes, and then I will rush to get my shoes on. I probably won't put them on effectively. Do I really need a coat? No. And I'm gonna run down and I'm fucking throw the trash, like from, like lob it and then come back up so I can keep reading.
Honestly, like I smoke cigarettes and I smoke them on the street because I don't have an outdoor space in my apartment, like no balcony or anything. And I bring my Kindle down onto the street for my like 5 minute cigarette, and I'm literally standing on the street and people are walking by being like, "What the fuck is this bitch doing at 11 p.m. at night with a Kindle in her
Yeah.
hand?" And I'm like, "What's happening?"
Dude, I bring my books to the bathroom. I
Yes.
bring them. I will, when I'm in a good book, I will be like walking down the street and I'm one of those assholes that you're like, look up, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I'm a hypocrite because I am one of those people that is also like, look up, motherfucker.
Yeah, me too.
But when it's a good book, like I will it like be irresponsible with how much I
Yeah.
will bring it with me to avoid having to be totally present in real life.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, I love that. I'm so happy for you. Real life is overrated. The world is falling apart. So honestly, might as well just like stamp yourself into a reality that's much better for you at this point.
Yeah, for reals. What
Anything
are
else?
you? Nah. I thought of something. I've same as you. We were talking about this off camera, but I also thought of something earlier that I thought was really fun, and now I can't remember what it is. So if it comes back to me, I'll let you know. But what are you freaking out
Oh my god,
about?
take your pick. Do we want depressing? Do we want more depressing?
Oh.
Do we want scary?
Oh,
Do we want I'm sure there's a fun one I can like pull out of my butt. Yeah, take your pick. What do you want?
okay. What were my options? Depressing, more depressing, scary.
scary. I could probably pull like a funny one out of my butt.
Okay, let's hit with one of the depressing. Fuck it, throw them all at me.
Okay, cool. So
Rapid fire.
we'll go most depressing. Like I'm probably gonna spend Christmas Day alone.
Dude.
Yeah, that's terrible. Listen, having boundaries, brilliant. Choosing your peace, there's nothing better. It comes at a cost.
Yeah, you're gonna spend the holidays alone, unfortunately, because
Potentially. I mean, I think I'm gonna bring it up. I think I'm gonna say it. I think I'm gonna be like, I don't want to miss Christmas.
yeah, valid.
I'm not
Chany
the jerk.
has
I'm not
some
the jerk.
boundaries
Boundaries.
around certain members of their family, and that might mean that you were spending Christmas Day alone. Hopefully not.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna ask for what it is that I want and be like, I'm not the jerk. I'm the one who's not cool with being treated badly, and I don't think it's fair that I miss out on Christmas when someone else has been an absolute shitbag. And this leads into the second thing that is more
Pause.
depressing.
Do you want this on the podcast?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
I have no. Alia's very thoughtful and like mindful about what goes out into the ether of the internet. I am not. Like I'll have.
I think about my digital footprint.
Yeah, no, I don't care. I have zero care. And this leads into the second most depressing thing, which is that tomorrow, my sweet little chronically ill baby, we're sitting on whether or not he is going to have his eyes removed because he's got cataracts and they're pretty advanced, and so tomorrow we see the specialist and they'll either recommend like a regimen, a change in regimen, one eye, both eyes removed.
Well, for the record, it's not just because he has cataracts, it's because he's getting consistent eye infections due to those cataracts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's
So,
not like, you know, people have cataracts. It's not necessarily like cataract needs to like mean eye removal, but his condition is so severe that like it's causing him long-term
yeah,
health
they're
problems.
like there's irritation and he's not producing enough tears, and yeah, there's just a lot that goes on with it. So that is something that I'm sitting with. The thing that is like horror movie level is I like was speaking to my therapist last week and I told you about this, but I'm now freaking out about it because it's like 2 days away. I'm still in a place where like I regularly need to just like completely remove myself from my own life and all of my like responsibilities to sometimes like have a really deep recharge on just my own self and taking care of only me. So I decided to book a place that's like in the countryside, and it's like
a cabin in the woods.
Cabin in the woods vibe, and then Alia planted the idea that I was gonna get murdered.
That's literally all I said was like, that makes me worry for your safety. And Chany was like, holy shit, I didn't even think about that. So then I was like, you know what I am going to require of you? I'm going to give you your space because I want you to fully take care of yourself in every single way. Because there's no people. This is not just like, oh, it's a cute Airbnb. There's no Wi-Fi.
Well, don't
There's
give
no-
all the information because people will be like, this bitch gonna die.
Well, there's no Wi-Fi, okay? And I'm not saying that you need Wi-Fi to survive. I'm just saying that, like, I'm not going to give you all the information, but that is one indication that they are going to be remotely removed. So the only thing that I was like, I totally respect that you need your time away from people, and I don't want to bother you. I'm not going to text you, how are you doing, da-da-da. You are going to have to tell me you're alive every day or two.
Yeah, 100%. I'm only gone for
And that's all I'll
days.
do. I'll literally just thumbs up it. I won't even respond. I'll just be like,
yeah,
thumbs up.
I believe that. I mean, there's literally nothing to do out there, right? There is no, it's sitting, there's a little fireplace, and I need to message them like today or tomorrow and be like, hey, do I need to bring my own fire? Like, what do I need to do? Blah, blah, blah.
Firewood.
Wow, yeah, that's what I meant. Do I need to bring my own fire? It's
Men
the beginning
make
of
fire.
men. Thank you, yes. How doth one make fire? No, Chany. Do I need to bring my...
You're so stupid.
I am a dummy. I need to be retired. A newer model needs to come out. The updates aren't working anymore.
I don't want a new model.
I am classic, I will say that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I need to.
So that's.
So I'm literally just gonna be sitting. The only thing they're missing is a rocking chair. And I realize how much. Okay, so this is secretly freaking out. I think I need to replace some of our furniture with like a rocking chair.
I'm wanting to get rid of my bookshelf so I can put a desk in there, but that would mean that I have to spend thousands of dollars on a computer because I want to be able to play The Sims. Sidebar. I just have to say it 1,000
now
times.
We have nice mics. We could like stream. We could be, what are they called?
Twitch streamers.
Yes.
This is something that I literally, this is a core part of who I am, which is The Sims. The Sims has been my favorite game since I was a child. I played The Sims 1, I played The Sims 2, I played The Sims 3.
You've already said this on the podcast.
I played The Sims on the PlayStation. Yes, I probably have. I want a desktop computer so that I can play The Sims, and in order to have that, I need a desk. I don't have any room in my apartment for a desk. I'm also broke and unemployed. Mostly.
Mostly unemployed.
And I don't have any room for
I'm doing social posts while they talk.
Anyway, I want to play The Sims. I've already talked about it. Anyway, so continue.
I want you to have a setup so that you can play The Sims.
I know,
I would watch you stream.
Thousands of dollars. Well, no, okay. So first of all, not everything has to go on the internet. I want to
monetize
no, because it sucks the joy out of everything.
It does. It does suck the joy out of everything. But I think you're entertaining enough that you can monetize either or and whatever you want.
Yes, I agree. But no, I just want to play The Sims. That is my number one form of escapism. Anyway, whatever. Give me money so that I can buy a computer. Do you know I'd be looking at like $3,000 minimum for?
I was like, oh, OnlyFans. OnlyFans.
What the fuck are you doing?
It's my boob. I'm licking my.
I got it.
My own boob.
I didn't know why you were doing it either. I was like, is this change? Did our podcast just change themes?
Secretly freaking out about your dick.
Anyway,
Sorry.
send me money because it would be thousands of dollars for me to get a computer, and then I would need to get a monitor, and then I would need to get a desk and a chair, and so I'm looking at several thousands of dollars worth of expenses. So please send me money. Anyway, you're going to a cabin in the woods. You need to be safe.
Yeah.
Send me in a live text.
I will every once in a while.
Yeah.
I'm only gone for a couple of days, so hopefully maybe I'll send you one at like before bed each night.
You don't have to do it each night. You can just send me one every 2 days or something.
It's a really cute little cabin.
It does look really cute. You sent me the listing.
And this is some chickens.
Chickens. Look at all those chickens. Oh my god, that's another Vine reference.
Jesus. We are so old.
Yeah. Anyway,
So
technically I just shat all over Chany for cutting me off, but I totally hijacked their secretly freaking out thing because that is what I do. I tell them to shut the fuck up all the time.
You're a hypocrite.
Yes,
hypocritical. I want to go shopping. That's how I know I'm not doing well. My desire to go shopping
like,
just doesn't go away. What's a fun one? Secretly freaking out. Okay. I think I want a nipple piercing.
Hell yeah, dude.
Did you see the one that I sent you? That's my friend. We went to high school together, and she's very professional. And I think I personally would prefer a woman piercing my nipples and or a non-binary person who had, I don't know. I just would, yeah.
Experience with titties.
Yes, thank you. And also, like, maybe personal lived experience with titties, not others. Just because, like, I don't know, the few times that I've gotten pierced, and it's mostly me being pierced by dudes,
me too.
I was either super intimidated or it wasn't a good experience. Most of my tattoos, femmes and non-binary folk. Now, most of my piercings, like, I just prefer. I think I feel a lot more care and like intentionality. So yeah, I think she's in Ottawa right now. I think I might actually reach out over the holidays and like give myself a Christmas present. And my piercings tend to heal really well. Like, I've never really had issues beyond like my ears. My ears surprisingly are the ones that are most like, but I think it's because I give them the least amount of care.
Probably.
I literally get them pierced and then I'm like, all right, and then I like never touch them again. And then when I change them, I like don't. Anyways, bad ear care. I should do better. But like my nose piercing, easy. My septum piercing, easy. My belly button piercing, easy. My lip piercing, no problems, no like complications with the piercings itself. So I thought it might be worth it since my body doesn't seem to reject jewelry. It might be worth it. And then that girl was like, I barely felt it. Like the hardest part is the clamp. And I was like,
I think you should do it. I think it's just very on brand for you.
And then I would have nipple piercings for summer.
Yeah.
And you know I don't be wearing them bras all summer.
Yeah.
My titties just be out. Not like out, but like it's too hot. It's too hot to wear bras. And my boobs look too nice. They're little. Oh, I used to hate my boobs and I love that I really like them now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I wish I could wear no bra.
I know. It is truly a small titty privilege.
Yeah.
I used to really hate having small boobs, but then I realized I could get away with it.
Yeah.
And how much I enjoy.
You have really nice boobies. I already said this on the last episode.
I really appreciate when you say that.
Yeah.
You've really increased my confidence around my boobs.
Oh my god, I'm so glad. And I think you would rock a nipple piercing.
What do you think about dual nipple piercings?
I love them.
What do you think about single nipple piercing?
I love them too.
Preference?
Dual.
Yeah, I'm really into balance, as you can see from all my fucking tattoos. All right, so yeah, that's something that I'm like, that's a fun one. That's a fun one. Like, maybe I'll reward myself with a nipple piercing after dealing with potentially a really depressing holiday.
Well, I was gonna add on to my secretly freaking out reading,
do it.
And then
also we haven't called it out.
Oh yeah, we haven't called it out. This was unintentional. The wearing the beigey brownie tan like oversized button-up shirt, completely unintentional. Chany and I have just become one brain.
Well, that's how you know that you actually are a life partner, is you do start unintentionally matching. Like, you start to get on the wavelength.
I love when I rack up to an outing or whatever and
rack up? Is that a saying?
Rock up. I meant to say rock up.
Rack up to an outing? Where are we from?
Rack up to an outing.
Didn't you say, like, bandaries?
Bandaries. Yeah. I don't know what the this is the podcast. Anyway, yeah, so I absolutely adore when I rock up to a place and me and my friend are wearing similar outfits or like have the same piece of clothing on or like whatever. It literally brings me so much joy because it's just like, oh my god, we're so similar that we match or whatever. Or like, I love when I inspire someone to buy something. Like when I'm like, oh my god, like they're like, hey, I love that shirt, like I want to buy it. And I'm like, oh my god, you love the thing that I bought so much that now you want to own it. Like that makes me so happy. That makes me feel like a nice influence, or like you really love something that I bought, or like whatever. It literally brings me so much joy in life. And I've had some folks in my life who like really don't see it that way. They kind of see it as like copying or like stealing something unique from them or whatever. But I think it's so fucking adorable. Yeah. Literally, I walked in and I still had my winter coat on. And I took one look at Chany and I was like, as if we're wearing the same fucking outfit. And they were like, oh, really? Are we? And then I unzipped my thing and they were like,
the exact
literally the same button-up tan-ish shirt. But I think it's so fucking cute.
Me too.
Because we just like the same. And it's not the first time. Nope.
There it is. Well, my brain's on same wavelength.
Brain?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
No, go.
I was just gonna say, the thing that I wanted to add to the secretly freaking out, which was another mutual secretly freaking out, is that we went to a rage room.
Check out our socials. It's like a super quick clip of us just lobbing shit at a wall. It was intense.
It was intense.
Smelled afterwards.
Oh yeah,
me too. Sweat.
Me too. But it was really good for me, at least. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. What'd you do?
I'm just excited to have new mics.
Oh yeah.
Kill me, I'm ridiculous.
No, don't kill them because then I won't have anyone in this life. Anyway.
Sitting alone talking in a room.
Oh, I remember what the other thing I was secretly freaking out about.
Yeah. Rage Room was great.
Rage Room was
Really
phenomenal.
needed.
It's really
Tears.
therapeutic. I had a breakdown.
Sore body.
Not a breakdown. I started crying at one point.
A release, I would call it.
Yeah, a release, a little release. Chany held me. It was very sweet. And also the person working there was a little angel sent from heaven. They just said something really nice to me at the end about me crying.
Thoughtful. Okay, what was the other thing that you were thinking of earlier that you had forgotten?
I was thinking about how I checked in with a friend of mine this morning. So I have, Chany's heard this already. I have 3 top bitches in my life. Chany is one of them. And I'm using bitches in a non-gendered way. Although a little bit of a gendered way, but like, you know what I mean. Consensually gendered way.
Consensually gendered.
I saw it out of the corner of my eye, like you were like, you looked at it and then went.
Cat hack. That's what we call a cat hack.
I checked in with one of my top bitches today because I am gonna be a bridesmaid for the first time in my life, and
that's amazing. That's such a nice feeling, especially when you really actually like the person.
Oh my god, they're literally one of my soulmates. But also,
there isn't like weird tension that hasn't been named.
No, she's literally one of my soulmates, and also when she asked me,
yes,
I couldn't believe it because this is a long distance friend of mine. Yeah, this is a long distance.
Did you ugly cry?
No.
When she asked you?
No, I did cry though.
You guys aren't real friends then. I'm just joking. I'm genuinely, especially if this top bitch is watching, like is a watcher. I'm not in a place where I'm like, we're competing. You're not real friends. It was genuinely.
Yeah. No, I think you guys would really get along.
Yeah.
I think you would get along with both of them, frankly, but a lot, but in different ways. Anyway, long story. I want to bring my top 3 bitches together, but when she asked me, like I couldn't believe it. Like I just, and I know that's stupid and crazy, but she's a long distance friend. And while I have this thing in my life where I don't think that people love me as much as I love them, and I don't mean that in like a nobody loves me kind of way. I just mean like I love so much, you know, and that's a really big expectation.
100 miles per hour.
And I think that's really a lot of pressure and a big expectation to put on other people. So I don't expect the same level of love in return. And so when she called me up and was like, "Hey, like, would you want to be a bridesmaid?" And I was literally like, "You love me?" Like I was like,
"You love me that
you love me that much? Like you love me as much as I love you?" Oh my god. And I couldn't get over it. And now we're like almost a year later since she asked me, and I still can't get over it. And also this beautiful human being in my life knows that, and at the time, by the way, when she asked me to be a bridesmaid, she only knew that I had kind of been playing with the concept of adding they to my pronouns. She had no concept of anything to do with my gender beyond that. She said I was allowed to wear a suit. So I'm wearing a blazer and shorts because it's a summer wedding to the wedding. So yeah, went to a rage room. I'm also secretly freaking out about being a bridesmaid / person at one of my best friend's weddings, and that's it.
Aww.
I'm very excited.
I need to talk about menstruation. It just needs to happen.
Go. Talk about it.
So tired. I'm so tired of this society and how we treat menstruation, and also how there's like no solutions and not enough research and like not enough support. And can we also just talk about the fact that people who menstruate don't get extra time off? Paid time off.
Yeah.
Like in what world? In what world is it sensical to expect somebody who is feeling, yeah, Gizmo, preach. Yeah, I'm upset about it too. It's not sensible to think that a person who is literally bleeding in active
shedding
parts of
their
uterus organs in blood, and you're like, we're gonna work. You have to work. Yeah, there you go, buddy. Yeah, just chill. Yeah, you want a pillow? I'll get you a pillow. In what world? In what world is that like the thing where you're like, oh yeah, you're actively shedding a lining of one of your organs, and you're like, it's fine though, just take an Advil. Oh, you're actively, I'm not saying bleeding out, but you are bleeding out of somewhere, and
you're shedding your organ.
And people are like, No, you can't just not work. What?
No, it's
What?
insane. And like feminine hygiene. First of all, it's not
Why is it
hygiene.
even called
It's
feminine
not
hygiene?
unhygienic. Periods are not unhygienic. First
Thank
of
you.
all,
They're incredibly hygienic. In fact, we literally are self-cleaning.
yes, and also feminine hygiene products not free. Not even like single dose in like an
Not
airport or
even not
whatever.
even like
Discounted,
discounted or like
tax free.
yes, none of those things. Not like you can't get like money back from the government at like a certain point or every like 3 years for all the money you've spent on all the feminine hygiene products. And also, why isn't like period pain cream and like all like period underwear, they're not even considered in that, right? Like the pink tax, don't lick yourself. This doesn't need to happen right now. Go to sleep. I just cannot. And I cannot, above and beyond the fact that you are bleeding out of an orifice, that you are shedding parts of your internal organ, you are also, like, if you are lucky and periods are easy on you, oh my god, I'm so happy for you. I
And
really,
still that sucks.
yeah, it still sucks. And I'm very, very happy for you that you have it easy. Like, I know a few women and femmes in my life that are, and like uterus havers and bleeders who are like, yeah, it's really not that big of a deal for me. And I'm like, oh, I would not take that away from you under any circumstances.
And also, sorry, I'm just gonna real quick say because Chinese, I'm think you're gonna get on to like what it feels like to have a heavier or
Problematic or
irregular or problematic,
chronically,
yeah.
yeah.
But that being said, I think those women are gaslighting themselves because they have to make peace with their period. So they're comparing it to people like us and the heavier period havers and being like, it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. I haven't, like, I barely cramp. I barely whatever. You're still shedding your internal organs once a month.
Yes.
You're just not I'm not saying gaslighting yourself in a judgment kind of way, in a solidarity kind of way of being like,
We're
you're,
raised in a society that constantly tells us that having a period is not a big deal and you should like
yeah.
you should shut the heck up and go back to work and like just take an Advil and it's not that big of a deal and it should feel kind of shitty.
So, like, you
should just be
count yourself
fine.
lucky.
That also sounds not fun.
It's
If it
still
was
not
dudes,
okay. Yeah.
if it was people penis havers, if it was like folks who didn't menstruating, especially those in power, like I don't know about that.
They wouldn't
And
be
the
happy
like
with even a light period.
and the
One day.
hormonal aspect of it and like
Yeah,
oh
physical
my
symptoms,
god,
fatigue,
oh my
nausea, bloating,
god,
weight gain,
oh
weight
my
loss, like
god,
cravings.
like the digestive issues.
Like Chany has psychotic periods.
Yeah, my brain totally turns off. Literally my skin tone changes. It looks like I'm gonna vomit half the time because like I'm in that much pain and that much exhaustion.
Like
I'm
little
so
knives
tired.
stabbing in there.
There's literally not enough hours in the day to manage how tired I am. I can't stand up straight. I finally a couple years ago got diagnosed with adenomyosis, very similar to endometriosis. And
That's so funny. I keep thinking you have endometriosis.
that's like same. It
Yeah.
just grows, like it just depends on where it grows. I kind of, if I know that somebody doesn't have the context of what
And
adeno is, then I just say endo. Because I'm like, I'm not gonna sit here and fucking explain the nuance when you don't even know where a tampon goes. You know? I just can't. I can't. And that just goes to show how our society is like oriented towards feminine quote unquote issues or issues with of folks who have more like associated with like female anatomy or like on that more side of the spectrum, because I think like when we talk about that, even when we talk about genetics, we talk about like, some folks are born without everything, some folks are born with more than one or more than just like what would be considered typically female or male or whatever. So all that to say, mine are terrible. I was finally diagnosed, and then the solution to that was like, oh, just go on birth control and skip your periods and only pretty much menstruate once a season.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. And yet
and it affects my libido, it affects how I sleep, it totally it affects my mood.
It's also
even trying to skip it, all those things still happen.
Well, I was gonna say it is not a solution in terms of level of difficulty it is to manage your period. It's just a solution in terms of like you have it less frequently. But when Chany's on their period, like they're still having knives shoved into their uterus every few minutes.
I'm just livid. I don't understand why this is a reality that I'm having to navigate and that so many other like period havers have to navigate. There should be clothing that have heat pack pockets so that we can stick our heat packs in it. Yeah. Anyways, I just needed to like vent. It's probably not going to be the last time that I vent about my period.
Shouldn't
about
be, because
periods
we
in
need to
general.
normalize the fact that women fucking period havers and uterus havers fucking go through this every single month, and it's hell on earth.
Oh my god, and it's so painful.
I fucking also
so
like
painful.
Oh man,
I get pain all the way up into my neck. I'll get shooting pains from my uterus, and eventually it creates pain into my ribs, which then shoots up into my collarbone and neck.
Yeah.
For days. Anyways, continue. Bleeding through your pants.
Oh yeah, I used to
don't think
wake up with like a circle of blood. At one point, I was wearing like a
Two
pad
pads.
and a pad across the back, creating like a little diaper pad. And then I'm going
Comment
on.
below if you had to have your double pad in your underwear, wearing the bigger size of underwear so that you could fit like either from
Granny
the top
panties,
of
you
the
have to,
from the
yeah.
top of the underwear halfway down, and then overlapping it and halfway up, and or having your big ass overnight pad and then one across
That's
the
what
top.
I. Anyway, periods fucking suck, and you have it. Chany gets murdered by their own body once a month.
Yeah, you know
I
those
mean, well,
cartoons where it's
not
like
once
a
month
uterus trying to
anymore,
like
but
out of it. That's
which is why it's not even lucky that you get to, like, I'm sure if you told another uterus haver, they'd be like, wow, you only menstruate like 2-3 times a year, like that's so fucking lucky. And you'd be like, nah, because when it happens,
it's
I almost die.
and there's nothing else to say. There's no like nice little bow to wrap up the fact that like periods are awful and they're just gonna keep being awful, and societally speaking they're awful and we don't have the supports that we need. Awful. And it's just
financial, emotional,
awful.
anything.
Awful.
Yes.
Next. Anyways, life is just not bad, but it's only
Speak
little
for
things.
yourself.
Yeah.
I'm like, my
I
life
try
is
really
on
hard.
fire.
I try really hard not to discount the things that bring me joy, like our podcast and stuff like that. And you know, like if I'm gonna spend too much money on makeup, which I did for Black Friday, which we talked about in our previous episode, to appreciate the things that I spent the money on, and not to like be like, great, I bought the thing, I have the thing now.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It is just these moments, and these moments just feel difficult. Yeah. Anyways, sorry, I took this in like a real depressing route.
Okay, so I'm turning 30 in a year and 5 months.
I'm turning 30.
And mentally, I do not feel anywhere near 30. This is actually a genuine thing that's happening since the pandemic, is that, like, you know how people joke about, like, pandemic age? No, apparently it's, like, an actual phenomenon that they're now thinking about, like, studying. That, like, people feel like they are the age that they were when they went into the pandemic. And, like, the longer it goes on, the more stuck those people feel. I was 25. I am now turning 29 in a few months. Like, granted, I was 25 in the fact that, like, my birthday's in April, so I just turned 26 as, like, COVID started. Yeah. But I was 25 when the lockdown first happened, and now I'm turning 29 in, like, 4 or 5 months. And I'm depressed, so I'm trying to think of, like, my life really sucks these days, so I'm trying to think of, like, small, mundane. I was watching an episode of a TV show, and the main character's freaking out about things that they wanted to get done before they turned 30, and it's all really dumb things. Like, I wanted to do this while this, or like I wanted to run a triathlon, or I wanted to, like, not dumb, but meaning like non-heavy thing, not like, you know, complete a diploma or like yeah. And so I started making a list because I have a year and 5 months to kind of do some fun things. So where is it? Oh my god, I lost it already. Fuck this thing. Okay, here we go. So the number one thing on my list.
Sorry for those noises. I don't know where they came from. I was channeling Star Wars creatures. Yes, just that was my frustrated noise. Yeah, good for you.
My first thing on my list is, this is something I've wanted to do for so long, is ride the subway end to end with my book. I want to get on, go to the end, and then ride it from one end all the way to the other and back again while reading a book. Not have to get out.
So then you would get on your station, go to the end that's closest to you. That's when it would start. You would go to the end, and then you would go back all the way to the other end, and then you'd go home. Yeah. So that's actually 3 rides. That's like
it's like a good commitment. But I just wanna get a little corner seat and sit and not have to worry about people.
Come with you? Or you just want to do it alone?
I want to do it alone once, and then I can do it again.
No, there's no point. I'm not doing that.
Sorry.
I just wanted to be a part of it.
Cool. Well, you can't be.
FOMO. Okay. Fuck you too, bitch.
But you can be a part of the other ones. This is something that I actually wanted you. No, seriously, I wanted you to be a part of this one.
Oh my god, are you asking me?
I'm asking you to do something with me, and it's so fucking lame, and I don't even know if your partner
Okay.
will be down for it. He's not involved. It's just like whether or not he'll be okay with it.
I mean, he can eat it.
I want to, once in my life, before I turn 30, do speed dating.
Oh my god, I would do it.
And not because I want to date. I don't want to date. I don't want to get a single fucking number. I have no space in my life for even a new friend. But I just want to be able to say I did it before I turned 30.
I would love that.
Let's go
I would
speed
do it
dating.
100%.
Oh my god. Okay, that's exciting.
The question for me is it queer dating or straight dating?
I don't care.
Is it mixed dating? Mixed dating is probably the correct
Whatever
one.
we can find. I'll do straight.
Whatever-
Frankly,
whatever
if
we
it's
can find.
straight speed dating, it'll be even fucking funnier because I
'cause
literally
no one's
won't
taking
take
it
it serious. Well,
seriously.
they will be. I
No.
won't be.
There's no way those people take it seriously.
You don't think that the most desperate of desperados are going to speed dating in
No.
2023?
I don't think so. I think that they.
I'm sorry, that was
probably-
so judgy, but
Yeah,
I believe
really
it.
was.
It was
I actually
horrible.
think that
I'm
it's
so
people who
sorry.
aren't that desperate who go to speed dating and they don't really take it seriously.
Okay, well, we will see, but I want to go speed.
Vlog
That
it.
was so mean. I'm so sorry.
Vlog it.
Yeah, I will vlog it.
Vlog it.
Stop kidding me. And does another one.
Right.
Keeps going.
Like fucking Trixie and Katya. Bzz.
Anyway,
my God, don't
thank
do that.
God.
So-
I am so excited. I'm so sorry. That was me being so mean. I was being like dramatic on purpose and being extra judgy on purpose.
But that is what we learned.
But
when
it,
we
yeah, it
learned
is kind of
about
what.
speed dating.
Yeah, but I really want to do it. I've always wanted to do it, and so I'm
100%.
like,
I think it's super funny.
yeah, okay, let's do it. Okay.
You know what
So
I would
then-
ask for speed dating, and I'm gonna challenge you. I dare you to ask it at least on one of your speed dates. One of the first questions being, like, hey, hi, my name is, what's your name? Cool. I'd be like, okay, cool. First question. This is my dare to you, my challenge for you. On at least one of them, I want you to first question ask them, okay, what would you rather? Eat chocolate flavored poop or poop?
No,
flavored
that's.
chocolate?
I don't even want to fucking have that conversation. Fuck that. No.
What would I need to give you or offer you for you to do it?
I don't know. We're gonna have to discuss that. I'm not fucking doing it.
I would do it. You need
It
to-
just makes me want to throw up my mouth just thinking about
you
it.
Need to offer me nothing. And I would
No,
do that.
no.
Okay.
Well, you can do it. We'll come up with a
What's
better
your
question
name?
for me.
Mark? Mark, hi, I'm Chany. Yeah, it's really nice to meet you. I'm really glad to be here tonight. But okay, I have a question for you. I know this is weird. I'm just gonna need you to go with me on this. Okay.
Roll with it.
Okay. What would you rather? Chocolate flavored poop or poop flavored chocolate? And then we sit there for the next
my
2
God.
minutes in silence.
I love it. Oh my god. Okay,
And
so
then
you have to
that's
do
what
that, but you have to come up with a better question for me because I don't want to say that. I just no poop questions. I'll ask a weird question.
Okay.
No poop.
What if it was toilet roll? Over or under?
Why is it all bathroom related? No, it's the worst. No toilet related humor, but I will definitely ask a weird question because I don't want to take it seriously. I just want to have a silly fun thing and be able to say I did speed dating. So there's that. I want to dye my hair blue.
Circumcised or uncircumcised?
Stop with the penises.
You want to dye your hair blue? Did I come up with that one?
Yes, it's so fucking disturbed.
Why are you acting surprised? We started this podcast with me being depressed, more depressed, scary, or shoving needles in my nipples. What are you? Who do you think I am?
Can you imagine the audacity? But you don't even ask them, him, whoever.
You don't ask them if they are.
Yeah. What they prefer. Yes. Oh my god,
That's
so
what I'm
good.
saying.
So
That's
good.
so funny.
Okay. I want to dye my hair blue because I think I talked about this on the last fucking episode, but I've always wanted to since I was a kid dye my hair blue in some capacity. I did once. It was 2 streaks. That was it. So I want to be able
Full
to go
head?
to.
What's the
I don't-
threshold?
I could do full head.
And what's the threshold of you'll because
I
2 streaks.
I will do full head.
That's the
That's
to shake
the
it off.
yeah
That's the full
yeah.
head.
But no. So I want to go to your hairstylist and
She's
ask
phenomenal.
her what she would what does she think for my first try. I've never it's unbleached. Would she suggest less, more, whatever. Regardless, I need to go. Sorry if I booped that. I need to go at least once before I turn 30 to start the process of dyeing my hair blue. But in order to do that, people who with colored hair know that shit is hella expensive if you're gonna get it done well. So anyway, I want to do that. I want to go on a date with a girl, which is one of the reasons I don't want to do queer speed dating because I want to treat that as its own experience.
Oh, it is its own experience. Speed dating.
Yeah. But my point is that I've never done it outright.
Oh
So
my
I would
God. I
like
was
to
thinking
maybe.
about that the
And
other
again,
night.
this is not to date. This is just to be able to. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe I found my wife, but like, point is, I want to be
I would
able
be
to
so
go
jealous if you got a
on.
girlfriend before I got a girlfriend, even though I have a boyfriend. Illogical. I just noticed that about myself.
That's totally fine. It probably will happen that way. Oh, okay.
No. I will literally be like, no.
Oh, okay.
On their face. No.
Get away from her.
No, it'll just be me being like, I'm so unfulfilled.
Yeah, that's okay. It's like how I feel about your titties.
Self-actualizing.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay.
But I want to. Well, I'm jealous of them.
That's real.
But I want to go on a date with a girl. Again, not to date, unless I mean she's phenomenal, but I'm not going into it with the intention of being like, oh my God, I'm looking for a relationship. I just want to be able to say that I started exploring my sexuality properly because I've known that I was queer since I was under the age of 13. Have I ever fully been able to intentionally explore it? No. So that is something I want to do. I want to, the last thing is I want to learn how to crack an egg with one hand, and I've already recruited my other friend to help me with this.
That's wow, that's
It's a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very, very cool.
Yeah, I asked, what's his face last night when we were on the phone. I was like, will you,
Learn
I
how
didn't
to
tell him
juggle?
why. I know vaguely how to juggle.
Well.
In the no, not well, but in the pandemic, I started learning how to juggle.
Crochet a whole thing. Crochet a hat. Crochet a scarf.
I don't love crocheting as much anymore.
Embroidery.
I find it harder. I liked knitting, but I've already knit a whole scarf.
Start an ASMR channel.
Oh.
That should absolutely
Now that we have
be-
mics.
Yeah, that should absolutely be on your.
Oh my God, I just burped into the mic. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I hope you got that clip. I'm gonna
ASMR channel. Well, I'm probably gonna do that tonight when I go home with this mic. But here are the things that I crossed off that I've already done because I think in times of really depressing things, it's important to celebrate what we feel we've already achieved as well. So, on the top of my already done list, start a podcast. What?
You went to Pride.
I went to Pride. That's why I love them. I started a podcast. Mm-hmm. I went to Pride. I got impulsive tattoo and I got an impulsive piercing. Mind you, every single one of my tattoos except for 2 have been impulsive, and 90% of my piercings have been impulsive. So that one's really just like that's just how I be. Chany was with me when I got my septum piercing.
That's the energy you bring to your body mods.
My nose was impulsive. This was planned. Second holes, you were there for that?
Mm-hmm.
Impulsive.
This guy,
oh yeah, conch, impulsive.
I just
and
like stabbed my.
Yeah,
I wonder if the mic picked up on that.
Probably. And then
not
1, 2, 3 tattoos impulsive, 2 planned. So anyway, so that's
you
that.
also got. Can we add that you got like a tattoo in like one of those traditionally funny places that also happens to be a matching tattoo? That's hilarious. You can beep this.
What are you talking about? Yeah, but what traditionally? Oh, like location on body.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Like, you know, when people have like tramp stamps, I'm like, I think I would get a tramp stamp before 40. Like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, why not?
Who the fuck cares?
Oh, something changed on the screen. I was like, it's gonna anyway. Ride the streetcar start to finish. I have done that. I've gotten on the streetcar on one end and gotten off at the last stop. Shave head, and I put in brackets half because I shaved half my head once. I think that's a fun thing that I did before 30.
Yeah.
And then rage room. I added it in there because I've wanted to do that for 10 years and I haven't done it yet. Nice,
I like it. You were this bitch was intense. So they started in the rage room and they were like,
This is what, by the way, I needed Chany to go with me, and I knew this in advance because I am a little fucking bitch. I'm like,
did it help when I was like, yeah?
Yes, scream! I wouldn't have been able to get into it. Chany was literally being like, Chany 1 was being like, scream, get into it, fucking do the thing, da-da-da. And then they would start picking up bottles and being like, this one's for this. And I'd be like,
I forgot about that. Yeah, so this bitch started, she was like, and then it got to like, all right, by the end, like wailing on stuff, like whole body wailing, and I was like, nice.
I was grunting, I was swearing.
Fuck everyone, everything. Like I was just like, oh yeah. And I told Zach that. I was like, to see you be able to fully, and then when you were like, no, I'm not quite done yet, I was like,
yeah, at one point, like, there's no more.
I was so proud of you. Like, so many women. We talked about this.
Yeah, there was no more.
Not acceptable.
Yeah, and there was no more, like, items left, so then we just picked up all the debris and put it back on the table and let me keep going. But it was really funny because when I walked out of there to speak to what you just spoke to, I had makeup tracks down my face because I sweat a lot and also like cried a lot.
Yeah.
Or not cried a lot. It was barely anything, but it was just a bit of a cry. Compared that's so bad. I'm like, comparatively to how I cry these days, that was nothing. But anyway, the person who was checking us out was like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And I was like, "What?" And then you were like, "Oh, you have makeup running down your face." And I was like,
didn't know
"Oh,
when to like name it." But
yeah,
then I got
no
to
big
it first,
deal."
I was like, "Oh." Okay.
And then it was so funny because they were like, I was like, "Oh, I might have cried in there a little bit," and they were, or they, whatever, was like, "Oh yeah, that happens all the time, especially to women. Like women go in there and I hear them crying, or they come out and they're sobbing, and that happens more to women." And I was like, that is so indicative of feminine rage that like we don't have the space to be outwardly rageful or angry. So like all these women go into or like femme folks go into rage rooms and come out sobbing because it's the release that they actually needed.
And how long has that shit been pent up? And how deeply has that been pent up? Because it's not just how long you've had to hold it in, it's how deeply you've had to bury it in order to keep showing up, not just for yourself, but for literally everybody and everything else that counts on you in your life. It's so unacceptable. And we're only speaking as brown femmes. We're not speaking like it is so vastly different for black femmes, for black trans femmes, for folks of various other identities that are marginalized. It's wild.
It's wild, dude. The layers in which it costs to be a femme person.
But
or
I
a
will
woman
say the mask part of me, the one that like could sort of imagine having a penis. I'm also really kinky. I think we've talked a little bit about that.
Chany likes to talk about bodies a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. And that wasn't a judgment thing.
No. I love bodies. Bodies.
Yeah,
I'm a very carnal person.
What is carnal? Body?
We'll look at it up.
Okay.
Sensual, carnal, very like base instincts person. My dog's whining, you might hear in the background. But I just wanted to name, you walked out with your makeup looking like that, and I was like, wow, I don't know if I've ever found you hotter. I was like, I love you looking a mess. Like, it was just an accomplishment. I just felt accomplished because I helped you get there. I don't know.
This feels so dirty. I'm not judging you, by the way. I'm just being like, wow, yeah.
Yeah, it went
listen, deep. It went deep.
Your boy needs to get laid.
We always joke about, it's not even a joke. We're just like hella attracted to each other. But like not in a sexual, like I don't know how to describe it. For me at least.
Even your smoking really turns me on sometimes. Sometimes you're just standing there smoking and like in your pose, and I'm just like, oh,
that's amazing. I have to say it's slightly different for me. Like you've never turned me on. No offense.
No, it's fine.
Because I don't.
Everything
I see
equates to sex in my brain.
Yeah, Chany's more outwardly sexual than I am.
I think also just my brain is wired
to be more sexual,
to relate everything back to sex.
Yeah, but I see Chany as a sensual, sexy being without them being sexual to me. Like I can appreciate that you are super sexy. They showed me a photo. Well, they didn't even show me, but I saw a photo of you on your story the other day that showed like their body, and I was like, God damn! And I took a screenshot of it because I was like, that is so hot. But at the same time, it's an appreciation for you and your sensualness and your sexiness without me wanting to actually fuck you.
Yeah, I got that. I got you. No, it's okay. I mean, I would fuck you. Not if you're best friends. Not in our current.
Well, that's what I mean.
If
like, I met you on the street,
yeah, exactly.
but
I'd be all over that. But I think
our relationship
it's just a little too
is now outside of the sexual, like outside of the active sexual zone. Like it's not like I don't see you as sexual, but also like it's not sexual to me.
Yeah.
In that way.
We'd have to like, it would have to be a conscious shift towards that for me to like think that way
because
about
I think
you.
of you, this is gonna sound so incestuous to be, if you don't get it, you're probably white.
Mic drop. Did you hear that? Did you hear what she just said?
Anyway, I look at Chany as a sibling.
No. But let's not breeze past that. Y'all. Okay, top moment of the podcast so far. If you don't get that, you're probably white. Can we
start saying that?
Oh my god, that needs to be a clip that we just use. That we just like slot in. Like you're gonna need to, that's gonna be one that we're gonna need to have in the back pocket of like, where if you don't get it, you're probably white. Because how often is that gonna come up?
Yeah.
Every episode, y'all. Probably more than once an episode.
Anyway, I look at Chany.
That was so good. Wow.
So good. I look
that
at
made
Chany
my
as a
vagina
sibling,
tingle.
And at the same time, I can recognize like their sexual energy, their sexual prowess, and like them being a sexual being without being sexually actively attracted to them. Because they are a sibling to me, but also like if we had met on the street, I'd be all over that. Well,
100%.
and by all over that, I mean, I'd be fucking terrified of you and like wouldn't be able to make eye
Intimidated.
contact and would be like, oh my god, you see that person over
Yeah.
there?
Bro, I felt the same way. I feel the same way about you. Like,
That's
I think that
wild to
you
me.
think you are not put together, but you put out this
No.
like grungy, cooler, holier than thou attitude when you're walking
That
down the street.
makes me have butterflies in parts of my body.
Yo, you look angry and like unattainable.
Yeah! Oh, I want that shit.
And you look
I
so
want
so fucking uninterested when you're just like chilling, like you're just sitting there, you've got your smoke, and you're just
I
like,
am
it's
so
nothing.
hyper
It ain't a
vigilant
thing.
and aware of everything around
I
me,
know,
so that makes
I
me
know,
so
I
happy.
know. That's what I'm saying. And so like if I met you, I would be like, oh my fucking god, they don't, and I have a problem with douches. Like I wish I wasn't the type of person that was super like that, like immediately veers to,
Oh, me
but
too.
like
Me
the
too.
one who's douchey, who has like no interest in me, my competitive nature that we talked about, goes, you.
Well, it's fun. I've gotten that feedback before, actually. People always say that when they first meet me, they think I'm really chill and down to earth, and then I start talking, and they're like, "Are you
She
gonna?"
cray.
Anyway, I don't remember how we started talking about this, but
I really want to have consistent enough capacity to start dating women, all consensual with my partner. We've talked it
yeah.
through. But it's really hard. Like I'll join a dating site and then like a day later forget that I've joined.
Well,
And
that's
it's just, and I don't have the capacity like 2 days later to keep up with conversations and stuff.
I totally feel that, but that's what I mean,
just
like
wanna meet
speed
someone
dating and
in
going
real
on a
life.
date with a girl. I'm
Two
not
different things.
I can't, maybe, who knows, fingers crossed, but I can't imagine the next year and 5 months, given what my life looks like right now, to have the capacity for even new friends, let alone a new relationship. So like that's why I mean, like I just want to be able to cross them off as like a fun experience that I started. But yeah, the
Do you-
actual capacity to date,
I actually, okay, so I disagree. I think you would be a phenomenal partner right now, despite the fact that you're I'm not saying that you should. I'm not passing judgment on what you should spend your time on. I actually think you're a phenomenal human being and you'd be a great partner.
dude, literally all I
Not without
feel
your
right
problems.
now.
Not without your problems.
Yeah, but all I feel right now is that I am the most inherently selfish friend on the planet these days. Like, oh my god, have we not talked about this?
Most selfless person I have in my life.
Feel
We've talked about this. I just don't.
but
I fundamentally don't agree.
I just like literally feel like all I do is think about myself. Like, but disclosure, I'm in a really heavily depressive episode and have been for 2 years. All I feel is that I literally just talk about myself nonstop and my own problems. I forget to check in on other people. I forget to like take temperature checks on you. I forget to like, or I offer to do things and I don't follow through. I forget
Can
to like
I
be
pause you
mindful.
right there? You are the most selfless person in my life.
Shut
Yeah, you
the
think about
fuck
your
up.
you no. That's I'm not over exaggerating.
No.
This isn't an over exaggeration. It's not for entertainment purposes. You are the most selfless person in my life. You being so fucked up and so like out of whack and like like whatever, unbalanced, we'll say, or whatever. You still check in on me more than any other person in my life, including my partner, because like that's just not his love language and he's not great with emotions, so he shows up and helps maintain like the really practical aspects of life. You are the most selfless, the most caring, the most like mindful of what's happening with me person in my life, and you manage to do that while being like, I'm on the edge of crisis. Like, so that's what I'm saying. I think you'd be a phenomenal partner. I think you would feel like you were not a good partner because you are, and I will name it, you're needy. And that's totally fucking fine.
Yeah,
you have high needs
very
right now
high needs
because you're not well. However, the way that you navigate being unwell and needing so much from other people is you do a phenomenal job of balancing checking in and making space. And like when we spend all day talking about my shit one day, or like the entire conversation talking about my shit, you don't make me feel like that's something bad that I did. And I know it's because you know there are conversations that have been specifically about you because I've been fine that day or not needed to talk about anything. However, you don't. I just think that like, yeah, I think you'd be a phenomenal partner right now. So I will leave it at that. I think,
That's
are
so
you muted?
sweet. No, I unmuted.
Okay, so I'm not saying that that's what's best for you to put your energy into. I'm just saying
Yeah.
I disagree about you being a bad partner right now, or not being unable to handle being a good partner. I don't think that that's where your energy should go. You deserve to heal and you deserve to focus on yourself. But yeah, like,
it's so sweet. First of all, just on the friendship level, because I literally feel like a horrible fucking friend all the fucking time because I'm so needy and self-absorbed. But also, I as you're talking, I kind of agree with you in the sense that if I was midway through a relationship right now,
I got it for my fangies. Go ahead.
if I oh, you just burped on the mic.
I'm so sorry. That came up because I bent over and my pants were like digging in, and then it was unstoppable. I'm so sorry.
No.
I wonder if the mics picked up on the whole journey of the.
Maybe.
That would be great. I would really like that.
But I don't think that. Sorry. I don't think that. I think I would be an okay partner if I was midway through a relationship right now. Like if I already had someone established who knew me and knew my soul and like knew what I was going through, I think I could show up the way that I show up for you or the way that I show up from some of the other people in my life. That being said, what I think I mean by like having no capacity right now is what's your favorite color?
Oh my god, no.
How many siblings do you have? And then like having to keep up with texting someone, like I'm good with the relationships that I have.
Can I see you next Saturday?
Yeah.
Great. If you hear from me sporadically throughout that time,
yeah,
it doesn't mean I don't like you anymore. It just means that that's where my capacity is at. You
yeah,
have to
like
have all these agreements in place.
Barely have capacity for the people actively in my life right now. So
it makes me feel good that you and I still text every day. Then even if it's just a couple.
I know.
I realize it's probably been like over. This poor dog. He's probably can't get up from a sitting position. That's probably what's happening in there. Yeah. It's probably been like. Unless it was like a work trip, which I discount, or like a
holiday
retreat, or you being abroad. Like we haven't gone without texting each other for like probably at least the last like 2 years.
Yeah. No. Anyway, yeah, I couldn't new date right now, but maybe I'd be a good partner to someone who's already in my life.
Yeah. And I can only imagine, bringing it back to the sexual realm, as I do, I could only imagine that you'd be a very giving partner, because you'd be like, I need so much from you.
Oh. Ooh.
Do you like my lip smacks?
Yeah.
Why do I like this? It's okay because I love myself.
I love you.
You.
I laugh at you, but I'm also laughing with you. Like I'm 100%. Like you fucking vulgar ass bitch, but then I'm like, but that's why I love you.
Bitch. I am a vulgar. Yeah.
Anyway, so if you have any suggestions for me, or if you have any suggestions for me, mundane things like crack an egg with one hand, let me know, because I'm making a list of things to do before I turn 30.
I have a dumb one.
Oh yeah, dumb.
Being able to do.
If it's anything
your
shit related, I
no,
swear to God.
I literally was motioning towards my eyes. What do you think I'm gonna try and get you to get pink eye?
Maybe,
bitch. Doing your eyeliner with both hands at the same time. Have you seen those challenges where people are like, being able to do that?
You know what? I've been doing the exact same winged liner since I was 16. This would be a cool next evolution phase.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? That should be a challenge. I mean, like, I don't think it needs to go on this list, but you should challenge yourself to change your makeup before 30.
No.
Well,
mainly because I've done bits and pieces of it, and I just know what I like, and so I don't want to like.
That's fair. This is kind of, I think, become my like. I have no energy, so I'm just gonna throw this on my eye like a dark.
Well, you already influenced me to change it a little bit because I stopped wearing makeup so much in the last 2 years. When you gave me that little smudgy pencil, I've started doing a little smudgy wing with it.
Yeah, I want to give you another pencil, like an actually brown one. Some of the Sephora ones are pretty good. Anyways,
I used to also do brown liner.
So
and I've also done purple liner before, but it's usually always a wing. Anyway, those are my things. I just added doing eyeliner with both hands. So that's my list. Feel free to drop things in the comments if you can think of anything or anything you did before you turned 30 or want to do.
For you. It's coming from insecurity.
Yeah. What are you insecure about,
do you think I would be a good girlfriend?
Yes.
To a girl?
Yes.
Or a non-binary person?
Yes.
Even right now?
Yes.
I'm pretty selfish.
No.
Yeah, I actually am. Like,
but so am I. Do you know what I mean? Like, I am inherently selfish. Dude, I don't like saying this stuff out loud. I'm sure you already
putting effort into things. But even he's like, I miss you, and I'm like, I need you to go.
You know, but like, this is the thing, is that you know that there are much worse thoughts in my head compared to like how I am presenting.
Yeah.
Right? And so like, even in the nice things that I do, I feel things like resentment or anger or frustration or whatever. Or like if I'm not outwardly mad about something, internally I'm doing like so much work to be like, Alia, let it fucking go. You know what I mean? Like we're all like that on the inside.
Yeah, but I get
how you show up.
It comes out a lot more for me.
We also have a dynamic that's played out for 10 years. And I think you would be intentional and different.
See, this is why I really want to date. I want to see who I would be. Think about
it exactly like this. You and I have both been good and bad friends in the past. And think about how we are with each other. And how different and intentional. And how much also we picked a person. I picked you, you picked me. Who allow for that growth.
You did pick me.
I did. And we allow for each other to have good and bad, to make strides to be better, to have been maybe people we're not super proud of and who are working to undo those thoughts and undo those processes. I believe that you, one, are a different person than who you were, and also who you might be in a dynamic that has existed. Dynamic?
Yep.
Dynamic.
Dana.
Has existed for 10 years.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is really difficult.
I was discounting that.
And also, I think you would be able to pick someone who understood growth and nuance to identity as much as
I do.
you would want, or that I do.
I've been looking at it, y'all. We stopped
I only
the
doing
camera
it
for
because
like a
you
hot
wanted
minute.
it.
I know. We stopped the camera for like a hot minute and listened back, and the mic is way too fucking close to my mouth. And so I'm really sorry. Now I'm being more mindful, and I'm having anxiety about it. That's why I'm speaking like this the whole time, and I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, I'm just not used to it.
It's new. It's the first time we've ever broken out these fucking mics.
I know.
You're good.
It's fine.
You sound great.
Watch, I'm gonna be sitting later. I'm gonna be eating my deep and delicious pizza, going like, oh, not pizza, deep and delicious cake, chocolate cake, being like.
Also, I'm just saying that like you're basically like my girlfriend, and I think you're great. So.
Oh my god.
Like you're not. I know
you.
you're not a girl, but like you're basically like my.
Yeah.
Partner.
I think that we would, if we were like. Okay, here's a question for
We're
you.
in a pseudo relationship.
Yeah,
we are
yeah,
like
we're
partners.
we're committed. We're committed. I know how I feel about this, which is why I'm curious about you. But would you ever be in like a long-term committed, like monogamous? I know that monogamy is a thing for you. Like, would you ever have?
I don't even know if monogamy is so strict for me anymore, but I think I would want one specific partner.
I also think you would have to feel very deep levels of trust. There would have to be a solid foundation before you opened it up, and or open from the beginning, but with a lot of conditions and stuff. Yes, similar to me, right?
I think I would want one partner, and then I'm not opposed to polyamory in different forms. Anyway, continue.
Would you ever have like a long-term committed monogamous or like just committed
partner
and never live together?
Yes.
Yeah. I was just thinking this while we were talking, and I was like, I don't know that I would want to live with anybody ever again full time.
I can't imagine. I mean, I will. I'm sure. I think I will. It's an experience that I want in life, and like I romanticize the idea a lot, but I also just love my space being my space, being not accountable for any other fucking person's schedule, or like even just the way that they clean or whatever. I can't wait to live alone. I live with a roommate who's, for the record, phenomenal. But I've never lived alone. I've lived with roommates my entire life, some great, some terrible. And I can't wait to live alone. So then I'm like, I've worked all this time to be able to afford an apartment by myself, to live alone, to then just have to give up that independence to go back to living with someone.
And like, it is just, you're like, I cleaned everything, and then this person comes in who you love, and it's just a mess, and you're like,
yeah, I don't think I could do full time. I mean, I thrived in a long distance relationship. Granted, this was 10 years ago. I don't know how I'd be now, but like it was sad. I missed them all the time. Like couldn't wait to see them, but also like we had separate lives and I loved it.
Yeah, I think if the residence that we shared was big enough, I could live
different.
Yeah, but it's because I would need like truly my own space that like closed. You couldn't hear it, you couldn't see it. You had enough space yourself to be like away from me.
Yeah,
that wasn't impinged upon, and like we had agreed. Well, and then
infringed upon.
Is that not a word?
Infringed upon.
I'm looking it up. I know that's a word. I know infringed upon is also a word, but I know that this is another.
Impinged upon? Do you mean
don't
impounded?
Even. No, don't even. Bitch, I read. Don't even. Impingement. It's a word.
What does it mean?
It means intrusion into an area belonging to or affecting someone or something else. Boom. I'm smart. They made me doubt that for only a 0.01 second, but I knew I was smart. You know why? Because I read all the time. The doggies are here. I think that it's almost time to close out, but that was a question that I had for you, and there's only one last thing. Just one last thing I want to talk about before we close out. Do you have anything else you want to say before I ask my thing?
Nah.
Okay. So, I'm trying to figure out how to ask this. Would you eat chocolate flavored poop?
Stop, you fucking asshole! Shut up! That's the end of the episode. Get out of here.
That's the end of the episode, y'all. Please, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, follow. We're on social media. I know, I'm awful. I knew it as soon as you had your visceral reaction. I was like, we're closing it out with this.
I was so ready. I was like, what is this last thing?
I thought for sure you'd see my mouth, like, twitching into a fake smile, like a smile, because I'm really bad at lying. Anyways, y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with us, especially with these new mics. Sorry if my sound was a little bit shit. We so appreciate you being here. What are you secretly freaking out about? Please leave that for us in the comments. And
also, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram and or TikTok. All of them are at Secretly Freaking Out.
oh, great.
Yep,
Nice
we
and
got a
easy.
TikTok now. And
We'll see you in the next one.
yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.